Hey guys, it's Jen here from Nails by Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be another watch me work. I haven't done one in a little bit, especially on this client, and she loves anything that is pink and gold and soft and pretty. So I had this design that I have done on an Instagram story and I wanted to replicate it on her. Now the original one had snowflakes, but she is not a snowflake girl, so we left the snowflakes off and they turned out so pretty. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around, keep watching. As always, don't forget to click that like and subscribe for me, and let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off by removing her old set. She had on a very funky abstract set that had lots of zebra and leopard and pink and white and black. They were very cool. So I'm just removing the color. I do not have to take down the acrylic because we are applying the new design directly on top of the acrylic. It's not going to be an embedded acrylic design. So as you guys know, I've mentioned many times before that my favorite carbide bit to use is a 4X coarse. I know that scares a lot of people, but all you have to do is be very careful. I love these ones. I just find that they cut through the product so much better than anything I've ever used. And as I've also mentioned before, I have really bad carpal tunnel in my right hand, so the less I have to be using my e-file and putting pressure, the better it is on my hands. So as you can see, I've got my little vacuum there and it's collecting the dust. So I'm going to continue on removing all of the color from all of her nails and then move on to the next step. So I'm now going to go in with my cuticle pusher and push back the proximal nail fold. Now, if you have watched any of my other videos, you will notice that I used to call this the eponychium, but I have recently found out that it is actually called the proximal nail fold. That has changed. So the proximal nail fold is the tissue that we are pushing back, and the keratinized proximal nail fold is actually the calloused skin that you will see sometimes people will cut it off with those little tiny scissors in some of these videos, and we're really not supposed to do that. So I'm just pressing back the proximal nail fold just so that I can expose all of the dead skin or the cuticle, which is what we want to remove. And then next I'm going to go in with my hand file and I'm going to remove any little bits of lifting. I'm also going to reshape the nails and make sure they are super pointy. She loves to have them little daggers. And at the same time, I will be roughening up or removing the shine off of the natural nail to get it ready for application. And next, I'm going to go in with my cuticle bit. Now, I get this one at the Pink Chair in Saskatoon, and I can never remember what it's called, but I will link it below for you guys. I really like it. I use this one, and I also really like the little ones that I get from eBay. They're super tiny, and they're sharp, little pointy ones. So I'm just going to go in on all of her nails and remove all of the dead skin. You will see it flaking off. That is the cuticle. You want to make sure to get all of the cuticle off. This is basically going to prepare your nail for the product. If you leave it on there will be a barrier between the product and your natural nail, and that will absolutely cause lifting, which we do not want. So next I'm going in with my prep solution, which is a custom prep that I make using 50-50 mix of 99% alcohol and acetone. And I'm just going to scrub the nail plate, making sure to get off all of the dust and debris. And then I'm going to go in with 2 coats of my primer, which is my protein bond from the Young Nails collection. And then we will be ready for our acrylic application. So I'm using the Young Nails Speed Clear acrylic here, and I'm basically just filling in the back area. So I'm doing a backfill or an infill, whichever you prefer to call it. And I'm also going to make sure that I rebuild the structure. So if I need to add any product in the apex area or on any of the side walls, on some of her side walls, I know she was missing a little bit of product, so I did have to add a little bit. So I'm just going to go through all 10 fingers and do that here. So here you can see a little bit of her sidewall has slightly chipped away. I apologize that I went so far out of frame, but basically I am just taking a bead of acrylic and I'm kind of dragging it along there, and then I'm going to press it in and just sort of play with it as it starts to cure and mold. Now you will also see that I slightly swiped along her finger there, and you guys know I'm always telling you to make sure you're not constantly wiping the wet brush onto the finger. But as I said, it does sometimes happen. It is sometimes unavoidable. So you just have to be careful not to be constantly doing that on every finger and with every application at every appointment. So I'm going to continue pressing this down basically to create that sidewall all over again. Now lastly, before we get into the fun stuff, I'm going in with my 100/100 grit from On Vogue, and I'm going to perfect the shape. I'm going to finish file, and then I'm going to cleanse the nail with my solution, just alcohol. And I'm not going to buff these nails because I'm going to be applying the abstract gel polish design on top. I do not need to buff the nails, and then we're going to get straight into the fun stuff. So for this design, I used Luxio's Delightful and also Luxio's Attraction. They're both really, really pretty purple and pink. And then I also used the JOHENS Chromes. So this one here is called Aurora, and it has a like greenish kind of hue to it. And then I used their one called Unicorn as well, and that one picks up more of the pinks and purples and blues. Really, really pretty. I also have some gold flakes from Born Pretty that I would have purchased years ago on eBay. You can find them anywhere. And this is my most favorite white glitter that I cannot get anymore from Art Glitter, but Magpie Beauty has a pretty good dupe, it looks like online, called Angel. So if you guys don't know, my absolute favorite type of design to do is abstract. Whether it's doing a design like this or it's doing abstract with animal prints and lines and dots, I absolutely love them. There is no way for you to screw up an abstract design. So if you are new to doing nail art and you're wanting to do something that has a really nice effect, definitely go for something abstract. So I'm just starting off by applying the purple color first, and then I'm going in with my pink color. Now you can see I've actually got quite a dry brush on both of them, and I'm doing the dry brush method, which basically means that you just kind of dry brush the color on in a vertical manner, and then you go back in and you do the second color, and so the colors will slightly blend, but you will also end up with a streaky look, which is what we want. Now, as you can see, I'm just going directly into each bottle. So if you are going to be using two colors that are very different, say for example, black and white, you would want to make sure that you clean off your bristles of your brush before you put it back in the bottle, or you will contaminate the bottle. But these colors are so similar and the transfer really isn't going to make that much of a difference. So I'm just going in and I'm making those strokes up and down. And if I get any product onto the skin, because sometimes when you're doing this abstract design, it can get a little messy, you just want to go in with some alcohol and a brush and clean it off of the skin right away. So I am applying the color to all 4 fingers, and then I'm going to give them a full cure, and then I will do the thumbs separate, and I'm going to do this on all 10 of the fingers. Now this is where I'm going to add the chrome and the gold flakes. So I will be adding the glitter into a gel top coat, but for the gold flakes and the chrome, you just have to simply grab a brush and tap them into that tacky layer. So I'm using both of the chromes, and then I'm just adding a bit of gold flake here and there on different areas of the nail. Now you will see here that I actually take my brush and I kind of feather it over the nail. So this is not only removing the excess gold flakes, it's also kind of pushing them down. So at the end, I will also turn her fingers side to side just to make sure that there's no little pokey outies, as I call them, or basically things that are poking out, because we don't want anything sharp when we go to apply our top coat. So what I did next was I took some of my gel top coat and I just kind of placed it in little areas all over the nail, and then I took my glitter and put it into that wet top coat, and then I cured. So in hindsight, I actually would have preferred to take that glitter and burnish it into the tacky layer of the gel polish, just like I did with the chrome flakes and the chrome powders. So how you do that is in the tacky layer, you would just place some of your glitter, you would put your glove on, and then you would take your finger and just gently, very gently kind of rub in a circular motion over that glitter, and it'll actually flatten the glitter out, and it'll make it very, very flat so that when you put your top coat on, you don't have any texture. So these did have texture to them, and that would have been really great if we were doing it as a sugar nail and the glitter was going to be on top of the top coat, but she didn't want that, so I did have to put 2 full big coats of top coat on it just to make sure that there was no texture for her. Alright guys, so that is it for another Watch Me Work video. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did my client's nails. Now if you wanted to make this a wintry design, you absolutely could by adding snowflakes. That's where I originally got the idea from, because I did a IGTV video doing this exact same design but with snowflakes, and I didn't add the glitter into the original IGTV video, but I will say that was her idea and it was a great idea. The photos are not doing justice to these nails because as they turn in the light, that glitter just glistens like little diamonds. So if you enjoyed this video, please share it with someone else. And as always, guys, have an amazing day.